Steven Jankovic here with Strong Dogs. Just got done training and walking. That is why I am so shiny. I was hoping this would tire her out a little bit, but you just heard her. This video, I just want to touch base on why I'm switching collars, okay? So I never actually talked about which collars I use. I think I've maybe done one in the past, but I know I have not done one with Arya. It's kind of random, but I think it's still important and kind of pertinent, so that's why I'm doing it, okay? Also kind of goes into the philosophy of, how I've been training her. So when I got her at 3 months old, and at 3 months, I just used a flat collar. Now this one was a smaller one because she was a little itty bitty thing. This is probably like a medium/large size, but essentially just a flat collar, nothing special, okay? Again, because she was so light, didn't really care, didn't work on heeling, I just let her explore. So really it was just, the collar was just an attachment to the leash and to her, and that was it. It served zero function for me at all other than that, okay? After that, I don't have it with me. I put her on a chain slip lead, just a little garden variety chain slip. It was fine. That was probably between months 4 and 5. Okay, that was where I started to put a little bit more emphasis and attention to leash pressure. Okay, because with that one, it kind of served just like a martingale. When she walked a little too far in front of me on the leash, it tightened up. When she was next to me, it was loose. So again, very basic, okay? So it wasn't anything fancy. It was just garden variety slip chain though, just because it was sturdy. The reason I got away from it was because she outgrew it. And that's when I got her into the martingale. I love the martingale. This one was a happy accident, okay? This martingale is actually just like a slip, okay? You can still adjust it and everything, but right here is the martingale. So again, nice and loose. And then when she pulled, it tightened up. And this one's a little bit wider, and I still use it because even though I'm going to a prong now, which I'll get here in a second, I really like the martingale and I'm just gonna use it as backup now, okay? But again, it was a happy accident that it was kind of in a slip lead fashion. So I would just give her treats and she would just slide right into it, just like I've done with all the other leashes. So when she sees the leash, she sees the collar, it means something fun's gonna happen. We're gonna go train, we're gonna go walk, we're gonna go do something, okay? So that was that. So now we're into month 6 with her. It was just last week or the week before on the 2nd, it was the 2nd, when she turned 6 months old. Now, can get rid of that one. Now, between her growing and her hormones are going and kind of in full throttle mode, and that Mally is really starting to come out. So now I finally decided to go to a pinch collar, okay? I've used pinches on all my dogs. Ace, Ava, they all had pinch collars. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I go back to just a martingale, sometimes I bring them back. It all depends on the dog and how they've been reacting, okay? So with her, I'm gonna go ahead and just say this right now and get it out of the way. Changing a collar can help certain behaviors. It does not always solve certain behaviors, okay? But because again, her hormones are racing, she's growing, and she's got that breed, the Mally, she's really getting like amped up now, okay? She's really starting to feel her oats. So I need something that's gonna give me a little bit more connection to her, okay? So that's why, even though I love the martingale, the prongs get a little bit deeper into the neck, so it gives her more information about what I want from her, okay? Because remember, whether if it's a prong collar, a collar, an e-collar, all of these are just communication apparatuses. That is it, okay? So just because I'm going to something that's gonna give her a little bit more information, a little bit more connection into her skin, I mean, even though these are shaved down, okay, they're not sharp, they're not razors, they're not gonna cut. Again, you're not pounding on her, again, just because I got a prong on it. I still reinforce with food. Remember, I do everything with food when it comes to luring and shaping and rewarding. It all comes down to food. So just because I'm using a Prong now, go ahead and say the brand. I get nothing from these brands, okay? This is a Hermspringer. I've used these, again, with all my other dogs. Love the brand. It's kind of one of those, that's how dad did it, that's how granddad did it type of cases, scenarios, even though neither my dad or grandfather had dogs, actually. My grandfather on my mom's side had dogs, very good dogs. It's one of those cases, you know, they did it, I do it, that type of thing. So again, you know, Herms, I'm basically YouTube royalty at this point. So if you want to give me a sponsor connection or ambassador, I should say, let's talk, because I love your product. And again, longtime user. So props to you guys for making a solid product. No, but I can always just trust the steel. This one is different than the other ones I've had. They've changed their slip lock on it to that and then a cover. Before it was more like just I don't want to say seat belt or more of a belt buckle, that I thought it was, you know, very easy and convenient to get in and out. This one took me a second, but it's actually easy as hell. You just click, boom, then pull back, push down, slide out, okay? I'm just lazy and my fingers are a little delicate. Rather than pushing in the metal to really get the links in and out, I just like the fast click, okay? But to each their own. But also by minimizing the steel, by pushing in on it day in, day out, I'm not gonna say it can dilute it or jeopardize the integrity of the steel, because my little, you know, delicate fingers are not gonna be that strong to really hurt the steel. But over course of years, months, things like that, maybe it can to a degree. So rather than doing all that, I just do a safety clip. But because of the safety clip, also, she's waking up now if you can hear her, I also do the backup, in which I'm going to use as the martingale. So again, I just really want more connection and communication with her. So again, when she does something stupid, like if she's chasing a lizard or a rabbit, because I got a bunch of little rabbits around here, I can really give her, you know, quick correction, and she's going to feel it a lot more. Because again, just with the martingale, just because it's taken away some of the air in her and some pressure, is not enough. So that's why I needed something a little bit more concrete, and went to more depth, I should say, to really get that feedback, is why I went to a pinch, okay? Even at Ed's, I went to Ed's on Sunday, and he starts seeing her, because again, when she gets excited and wants to jump and things like that, just that Mally behavior, needs something a little bit more definitive to get her to understand what I want. And that's why he's like, you need to get to the pinch. I'm like, I already knew you were going to say that once I came here and you saw her, which is why I had it ordered, and it came last night, and I put it on this morning, actually this afternoon, and we just did our walk. And again, night and day difference. But just because I'm going to a pinch doesn't mean it's automatically autopilot and she's going to understand it. That's why I still bring food with me, so when she does good, she gets paid, she gets rewarded. And when she does bad, she gets a little pop, but now she's going to realize, oh, there's a little bit firmer correction in there than before. And that's all it is, just a better and clearer communication apparatus, as I call it. So that's why. So again, not that I'm against anything. I will eventually get an e-collar on her. I just like to shape behaviors as far as I can with as little tools as possible or equipment as possible. So I don't need all the gear, but eventually the gear needs to come into play, especially on certain breeds and dogs and temperaments. It's not a one size fits all, so there are exceptions to the rule. So it's not a, you know, hard rule. It's not a hard and fast rule, but it's a good suggestion that sometimes you're going to need a little bit more depending on the dog and their temperament. So again, I just like to do as much as I can with as little as I can. And then once the behaviors start coming more and more and more, I'll go ahead and up the gear, which in this case would be the prong collar. Then eventually, over time, probably in the next few months, I'll probably have to add a e-collar, and that'll be a separate video for separate reasons, okay? But for right now, that is quickly why I just wanted to go ahead and share with you why I'm going to the pinch collar now. So if you have any questions on what collars you should be using or why I use it, go ahead and leave a comment, shoot me an email, can talk you through it, and hopefully this helps. But just want to give you some transparency and some updates on Arya and our training, and this was the most recent one. So yeah, there you go. Good luck. Keep training your dog. Peace.